Here are my 3 tips for how to get over a bad exam grade. So the first is to not be too hard on yourself. And so remember that one bad exam grade or even a whole bad course grade does not reflect on your future ability in the subject. For instance, I got a 50% an F on my first abstract algebra exam in grad school, but now my research area is abstract algebra. And I also failed Calculus 2 in college, but now I've taught Calculus 2 a dozen times as a professor. So remember not to be too hard on yourself, and you can come back from this. So my second tip is to completely understand all of the problems you got wrong on the exam. So math is cumulative. So even if you got a bad score on one exam, that doesn't mean that you don't need that information for the rest of the course. So it's really important to work through the exam that you just didn't do so great on so that you completely understand it. That will ensure that you have the necessary background to succeed in the rest of the course. Now, maybe you need to get some tutoring, or maybe you need to see your professor for help. All of that is okay, but just make sure you understand all of the problems on this exam. My third tip is to make a plan for how you'll succeed in the rest of the class. So perhaps you didn't have the greatest plan for this first exam that you didn't do so great on, but that doesn't mean that you can't make a great plan for the rest of the course. Now, what would that plan entail? Well, perhaps it's visiting office hours of your professor, or perhaps it's forming a study group with other people in the class, or maybe it's just doing a bunch of extra practice problems. A carefully thought out plan will give you confidence for the rest of the course. So those are my 3 tips for getting over a bad exam grade. Make sure to follow for more great math content.